How's it going? Today is 23rd of January, Tuesday, and we are taking a look at the market. Let's take a look at some of the initiatives taken in or happening in Europe, right? I have covered a lot of ground today with all the videos and everything what I'm doing. Uh, Trying to make it entertaining, so to say, as well as I'm trying to tackle it. Many things at the same time and optimizing my time when it comes to applying to all the emails coming in, as well as perhaps offering some information and all, if anything, being productive and sharing some great value content for others, right? And that would be myself making a lot of business offers as well as tackling some of financial opportunities, incentives, and what's happening in different parts of UK. And if anything, let's take a look at and close perhaps in Europe, some of the opportunities within Europe. And there's six opportunities, perhaps something I had managed to find yesterday. Let's take a look at perhaps and if there would be something of value for others. And let's start with the first one, and we can progress from there. Just in case, so would be first video and perhaps another 5 videos I could potentially do tomorrow. First opportunity that would be straighten cybersecurity capabilities in Europe. SMEs in line with CRA requirements and obligations, right? So there might be some standards set in place where not necessarily everyone would be able to take part, if anything, in digital. So most likely, all the opportunities that the next six opportunities we're gonna be taking a look at, that would be, I would say, digital opportunities, right? Where they take a look at cryptography. I have touched on some of the finance, AI, perhaps that's everything combined. There might be something there, but sometimes there's nothing there. Let's take a look at this opportunity and see what we can find. Opportunities that I'm referring to that would be straight in cybersecurity approach to European SMEs in line with is CRA, right? So let's take a look at the first one and the next five. Perhaps we're gonna be covering one to every video, so to say. It depends. I haven't read it, right? So it might be a lot of information, might not be nothing there. Let's take a look at the first one. It says grant, so perhaps there's some financial incentives to tackle this issue, right? Just a second that I thought I do understand something right now. We're tackling Europe where they would structure some of those contracts and all opportunities different, what they would think it's important for people to know. So I'll try to break apart and do my best while trying to understand it. I have read quite a few of those previously, but Europe it's way there are some similarities, but it's very different. Sometimes they offer more information that you actually need, so you can tell that sometimes some of the contracts might be time wasting. Sometimes I could find those within UK, so it depends. If anything, sometimes they would structure those contracts so they try to pull you in. They would say grant or we offering you some money. They try to pull you in, and then you start reading a contract that you half hour in, and they would start saying, no, they were offering just 50%, so it's match money, it's not really grant money, so it's so much time wasted for everyone involved, right? So you need to try to pick apart some of those projects and start to understand if anything what's a waste of time and what's not. So myself coming into this, okay, so let's touch on finance. So it's live as of now, opening date, so it's live now, and it's gonna be live until 26th of 6th of March, so for next few months, right? So then let's try to understand finance. So myself coming into this, so time frame, it might be okay, I guess, to submit all the paperwork by this date. Let's try to understand what is finance available. 100%, it's not 100%, or is a waste of time. I don't know, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how much fun I can talk, friends, that you get all upset, I guess, about myself trying to understand the process, right? As of now, I can't find. It's not easy to find that information. Perhaps once I get a feel for it, so it would be more intuitive, right? All the process, perhaps, and I could find where the finances as of now. Only thing that I managed to find that would be I could share the all description, right? It's a lot of information, right? Which was less than that. But what it says about finance is that the proposed project shall foresees that last 75% of the budget to be distributed for Cascade Financial Grants. That's the only thing I managed to find. By the way, the previous video that I made, right, about FCA, Financial Conduct Authority, all information is going to be completed on a platform that would be a United States platform, something that's called Salesforce. So all information is going to be hosted by this platform. I don't know how this information is going to be treated. It might be very commercially sensitive information. So if I would highly recommend I have a chat to the team, trying to understand how this information is going to be treated. Would that information going to be held within the UK? Would that information going to be sent and sold to somebody else? I don't know. It's very sensitive information. If I were to pay level 6, level 1 would be £500, level 10 is £10,000, as well as that information to be stored somewhere overseas and potentially be sold, as far as I know, to somebody else. I'm looking to find out about Salesforce and what they're planning of doing that. That would be Financial Conduct Authority within UK, right? So, quick note. I can share an example, right? So that would be something that I have touched on. Right in the bottom, it would say less 75%. This is the last line in the bottom. All the information at the top is what you can and cannot do, right? Or so to say. One thing that I care as of now about only 5 things only. So this is how much information and how that information can be structured within Europe, right? How much finance are we talking about? How much time I should waste trying to understand everything? Half an hour, an hour. I'm just saying, it's such a waste of time. 5 things is the only thing that I need to know about this contract. How much finance? 100%? More or less? That's it. Date, opening, closing date. Great. What is related to cybersecurity? Great. That's 3 things already that we have covered. From there, where to press to begin. 4. That's 4 things that I need to know, right? And or perhaps reach out for additional information. 5. That's 5 things. That's it. Only things that I need to know. Other than that, it's so much information. So much time can be potentially wasted. Let's take a look at this program. I will just take part and we can take it from there, right? But usually it can be a waste of time. It can be definitely because they would begin as a way of trying to pull you in, where they would say it's a grant funding, but then they would progress into percentage and all the details. You need to hire this firm. You need to work with this guy. You need to go and speak with this person. You need to pay to this guy. So there might be something in the contract, but as I mentioned, there's only 5 points as of now required. Let's take a look at, let's do a quick promo right now. I'll come back to today's video. That would be Inkflow and a journal that I published. Hopefully that will be a system that people can use when it comes to tackling some of those issues. Myself today tackling some of those application processes and how complex they are. Perhaps there's a reason why they cannot just write down 100%, you know what I mean? They would write down center 5, but on top of that, 20 sentences. And I will try to understand what they meant by 20 sentences. That there's a neighbor, there's another guy, there's a community, community, so a bunch of things, right? The process can be very complex for whatever reason, right? So if you're interested in having a system when it comes to challenging some of those contracts, I'd highly recommend in considering purchasing Inkflow. That would be the way how to structure those systems that potentially can help you when it comes to approaching some of those massive tasks, right? So you can find the QR code in the corner company's website below. Even right now, I'll be talking with some organizations, and they would say that they have a list, and you need to work with the people from the list. So there might be somewhere within this document where there's a list, and you need to have established working relationships with the people from the list. They have to be only those organizations from the list. Not outside the list, only from the list. It's somewhere in the contract, right? So then we're taking a look at finances available. Finances might be there, but those finances could be used only to purchase things from the list. So that means the person on the list can increase or reduce the price. So it's fair market, I guess I say, right? But either way, I'll be tackling it, and perhaps it's something that if I will manage to find all the information, I can cover that in more detail as I go along tomorrow. There's another 5 opportunities there. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next one.